Hello humans, welcome back to Michigan Farms. In the last episode, we worked on baling up the straw from the field and getting that sold. Before we move on from July to August, I realized that we have some soybeans that we want to get sold. If we jump into the menu here, we can see that we have soybeans and the price is starting to go down because the best price is actually in June. So we've missed the best price, but not by much. It looks like we can still get 2142 at the train station. So gonna get this filled up with 51,000 liters of soybeans. And before we rest and move on to August, we are going to make our way up to the train station to get these soybeans sold. I'm glad that I checked everything before we rested and moved on to August and lost out on potentially even more money. So we are going to make our way up to the train station. We still have, 10,000 liters left in the silos. So we'll have to come back and make a second trip and we will sell it all together at one time on the train, which goes to Frankenmuth. So I will see you up at the train station. All right, here we are, 51,000 liters of soybeans. I'm gonna go into the train station here. We then will make our way back to the farm. Oh, no, we don't want to have it come out the grain door. Let's see, let's get that changed. There we go. Now we're gonna tip it. So 51,000 liters of soybeans going into the train station here. We're gonna get back to the farm and bring up the remaining 10,000 liters. So we'll have somewhere over 61,000 liters that we will be selling off here at the end of July before moving on to August. All right, let's get back to the farm and get that last 10,000 liters brought up to the train station. All right, we are back at the farm. Let's get the last little bit of soybeans, 10,518 liters loaded into the trailer, and we will get this brought up to the train station and get it sold off. Here we go. There we go, the last 10,000 liters. So what I'm actually going to do is get this sent back to the farm on a worker. That way when we are done with the train, we don't have to drive all the way back ourselves. We're having some issues with our dead zone on the controller right now. Also having some issues with the tractor itself being very, very run down. So I thought I got the train from right here. Let me see. Oh, yep, it's actually about to arrive. So there goes our worker. You can barely see him. But the train is only 700 meters. Which way is it coming from? In the dark, it's hard to tell. Let's see. Will the map tell us? Nope, not even. Oh, that's our farm. Nope, not even coming on the map yet, but it's all right. We will wait and get into the train once it gets here. And there we go. The train is here. Let's go ahead and get in, and let's go ahead and see if we can't get our train loaded up with our soybeans. There we go. And we want to start filling with our soybeans. So soybeans getting loaded into the train here. I'm thinking they are all going to fit. Yes, they are. All right. There is our 61,519 liters loaded into the train. So let's go ahead and make our way to getting these soybeans sold. This is going to be a great payday for us. We are super lucky that we checked the price of these before we just moved on to August blindly. So I'm glad we're going to be making some money here, some really good money for the farm. After we make this sale, we're going to get back to the farm. We are going to rest and move on to the month of August. hopefully in August we have another field that we are going to be able to harvest. It'd be great to jump into harvesting another field, harvesting, probably baling some of the straw up and getting that sold off, maybe keeping some of that for the cows. So we definitely are at the point now to where we're just waiting for fields to be ready to harvest. So hopefully after resting into the month of August, that is going to be the case. But we will see after we get these soybeans sold. All right. Yes, we want that to continue. $128,777. Look at that. I think the soybeans were worth it. So glad that we did not move on to August. But we are going to make our way back to the farm here, make our way up to the house and rest until August. Hopefully, like I said, we've got some fields to harvest and some other things to do when we make our way to that month. We are going to go ahead and sleep until 7 a.m. Welcome to August. Let's go ahead and jump into the map and see what we've got going on here. So let's see, we've got a oat field. We've got 2 oat fields. That's not potatoes, right? It's barley. No, it's sorghum. Okay, and a sorghum field as well as a canola field. So let's see if any of those are ready. And look at that. All right. So our canola, our sorghum, and our oat fields are all ready to harvest. So we are going to have a busy month of August. Let's not waste any time. So let's go ahead and jump into the combine here. Let's get attached. Oop, better driving would be helpful. Let's get attached to the header trailer here and make our way to the field. It's super great that we've got all of this. All of these fields are ready to harvest. Not 100% sure when the best time to sell all of this grain is, but we are definitely gonna get these off the field now to hopefully be able to turn them over and get some other things growing. So let's go ahead and get this header attached here, and I think because we're right here by this sorghum field, we're gonna go ahead and start getting this harvested up. So super excited to be in August. Super excited to have fields that are ready to harvest. I did not expect all of them to be ready at the same time. I think I may have alluded to that being a potential in an earlier episode, but didn't really think that was going to be the case. But I guess beggars can't be choosers, and it's exciting to have multiple fields ready to harvest. So August is going to be busy for us, but busy with harvesting is always a good busy. So here we go. Let's get into this sorghum field. All right, so we are going to make our way around the headland here. I think that that is going to severely help with putting these on workers. You can see up ahead, we've got the John Deere actually already attached to the planter there, or the seeder rather. And I want to go ahead and get something put into the ground in that field that we worked on last time that we finished out the bales. So we will probably do the headland here and then move over, once we put this onto a worker, move over into the John Deere tractor there on the left and work on planting the headland, or drilling the headland rather, and then put that onto a worker as well. So we'll be doing some harvesting and some planting here in August. we are not even all the way around a headland, and we are about to fill up this combine harvester. I guess all of that work that we put into this field, spraying it out and fertilizing it, and all of that work that we did is definitely worth it. So let's go ahead and get this offloaded. Can't say that I was expecting the yield to be so good that we weren't even able to make it around the headland. But I guess that's not a bad thing. I guess that all of our hard work is paying off. So let's go ahead and get this tractor over there and get that combine unloaded. We will finish out the little bit of the headland that is left and then drop that onto a worker and have that worker help us out by continuing to get that harvest done. So let's go ahead and see. Let's get this offloaded here. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. All right, the last 5% on its way into the trailer. We'll go ahead and leave the trailer there. I feel like that's a good place for the trailer to be as we're making our passes. We'll go the long way on the field. Missed some bits here, so let's go ahead and back up and get those taken care of. There we go. We're just going to finish out this headland here with ourselves working the combine, and then once we finish out this headland, we will get it passed on to the AI, and hopefully the worker can help us and get that taken care of and do a good job. This field is pretty wide open. There's not much around, not much for it to get in the way of, or things to get in the way of it, so hopefully it's able to do a really good job after we've done the headland here. So unbelievable that we've already filled up this combine, but what a great way to start our August morning. All right, here we go. So 9% already. I'm just finishing up that little bit of the headland, but let's get that onto a worker and off they go, harvesting sorghum. So let's go ahead and get switched into our John Deere 8R here, and let's check the calendar and see what we can plant. So we've already got canola loaded into here as our type, so let's go ahead and get this seeder turned on, drop down, and we'll go ahead and start getting some canola planted in this field. So it's a great feeling to be working on multiple fields at once here. One of them we are pulling money off the field, and the other we're investing our money into the field to pull off in about a year's time. So wonderful to be putting this canola in, and if you look over to the left, we've got that canola field also ready to harvest. So we are going to make our way, same thing we just did with the harvester, with the combine. We're going to make our way around the headland here with the seeder, get this all drilled in, and then we will get this put onto a worker. So let's get this canola into the ground. So we are coming to the end of the first headland here, getting this canola put in. We're not going through too much seed, not going through too much fertilizer here, which is always a great sign. That's a perfectly timed notification in the upper right that we've got a nearly full grain tank. But let's go ahead and get this positioned, get this put onto a worker. All right. So let's jump into the New Holland and see if we can't catch up with that combine before it is full and stops. But as you can see, this tractor is really struggling right now. We really need to service this. Look at that service bar. It is hurting for a service. So after we get the combine unload, we're going to detach from the trailer here and bring this into our workshop here that we have on the farm and get this tractor serviced. We are not really hurting for money right now. I wouldn't say that we're swimming in cash. We're not really hurting for money after selling all of those soybeans at the end of July. So definitely want to get that taken care of. We want to be able to pull this a little bit easier. I don't think the New Holland can pull the seeder over there, can pull the drill. It might be able to, but I'm not 100% sure. So I think we are forced to use... Oh, we just missed it. What a shame. So let's go ahead and get this unloaded. But like I was saying, I don't think that the New Holland can pull the drill. So I think we are left with the New Holland pulling the trailer here in the field, which is fine. Potentially just carting back and forth from the field here to the silo, because I don't think that we're going to be selling this off of the field directly. But yeah, so we definitely need to get this serviced. It's just going to help us out. And like I said, we're not really hurting for cash, but I said we're not going to sell it off the field. But let's go ahead and check the price for sorghum right now. 763, 640, 900. We are at the bottom. So of course, when we are able to harvest is going to be the worst time to get that sold. So we definitely are going to get this just put into the silo. But for the time being, I'm going to get this New Holland taken over and serviced in our workshop. So we've got one worker harvesting our field, one worker planting our canola over here, which is just great. August is such a busy month for us. The grass is regrowing over here. Chickens are producing eggs. Our cows are doing great over there, producing milk. So we are just in really good spirits right now. Got a lot going on and getting everything taken care of. So let me get pulled. I think it's back here. Might need to get those zone markers turned on and figure out exactly where I need to go to get the service. But I know that this is a workshop. So let's get that figured out. All right, here we go. So we want the New Holland. So it says it's at half condition, which is so surprising to me, because if we jump in it, oh wait, it is. What just happened? Maybe that was the trailer. Well, since we're already here, let's go ahead and get this repaired. Only going to cost us 1,500. So it must just be the trailer. When we're connected to the trailer itself must be the one that is in really, really poor condition. I don't know if that really has an impact or not. I can't imagine that that means that we drive any slower or lose any yield or anything crazy like that. I might be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. Put it down in the comments if you know what the impact of having a really worn out trailer is, if anything at all. But for the time being, I think we're just going to continue as is. We're just carting the sorghum from the field here to our silo. So nothing too crazy. Yeah, you see, as soon as we attach to that, that bar just drops drastically. So it is the trailer itself that is the one that has issues. But yeah, so let me know below, like I said in the comments, let me know what is the issue with having a really, really worn trailer, if anything at all, if anybody knows. But for the time being, like I said, we're just gonna rock with it, and we are going to use this trailer. We're just going from here to those silver silos you see in the background there. So nothing ridiculous. And we will get this sorghum carted off the field. So we're going to wait for the combine to do a turnaround here, and we're going to unload it on the go. I know we haven't gotten the 80% full notification yet. That's totally fine. We're just going to try to keep the combine going. I don't want it to stop like it did before. So yeah, here we are. Got one worker planting over there. Hopefully they're still going. Yep, looks like they're going well. And we've got one worker working in our field here, harvesting up the sorghum. We still have got canola across the street there, ready to be harvested as well. So maybe we need to look into renting another combine. That seems a little ridiculous right now. But maybe with the money that we have and trying to be efficient, that could be something that we look into. So let's go ahead and get this unloaded, and then maybe we'll look at what that cost would be to rent another combine. All right, there we go. Got that unloaded. We are only at 63%, but I think because of how this New Holland is struggling here, we're just going to go ahead and get this over into the pit, get this into the silo so that we can have an emptier trailer to continue working on getting this field harvested up. So we'll get over there, and as we're dumping that, we'll look into the price of another harvester, to lease another harvester. It can probably be a small harvester because of the size of that canola field that we have over there. This field back here of oats is super large, so we definitely want to use our John Deere that we have. But let's go ahead and jump in here. So our canola is only, I say only, but that is a large field. It's only about 2/3 of that field. Let's just see. So if we jump into harvesters here, this only has a 4,900 liter capacity. The Deutz-Fahr here does have 8,500. So if we were to jump in here and customize it and lease it, it is only $6,000 for the day. I do feel like we could make pretty quick work of that field. If we jumped up to something larger, I mean, that is only, what, 800 liters more. If we scroll down here, we do have the Dominator, but that is only 5,000 liters, 6,500. Yeah, so I don't really know. I don't know if it really makes sense. I think we're just going to continue to work on the fields here and get with the equipment that we have. We'll get the sorghum pulled off, and we will get the field planted with canola in that other field. So we're doing really well. August is going in the right direction for us. So we're just going to get this put here, wait for the combine to come back down. We'll get that unloaded on the move again. So they're only at 25%, but unloading as they go is a great option. Still looking really good here. We've got just under 1,000 liters of canola left. We've got about 84%, so just over 2,000 liters of seed here. So everything's going well, but I think what we are going to do is make our way down to the dairy, and I think with the money we have in the bank account, we are going to buy our first production. All right, so here we are. This is where we sold our milk the last time, and we looked into what the price would be to buy it, to own it ourselves, and it's only $70,000. We have, 168 in the bank right now, so I think we're going to buy our first production. We are proud owners of a dairy production. So let's go ahead and jump into the menu here and check out our production. So butter, cheese, and chocolate. So you can see we actually have 4,782 liters of milk here. So butter looks like it just takes milk into butter, cheese just milk into cheese. Both of those have already activated, which is great, which I'm guessing that means that is the milk. Yep, 4,218 liters. And if we go back here, 4,000. So maybe that's just leftover from when we sold, because we're storing the butter, we're storing the cheese, but we are officially making butter and cheese here. We have our first production on the farm, and I think that is a great way for us to end the episode. So we are going to continue here in August harvesting our sorghum field, getting our canola planted. We will come back in the next episode and finish out both of those jobs. But we own a dairy farm, or not a dairy farm, we own a dairy production that our cows are going to be continuously feeding. So what a great way to end the episode. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on our Michigan farm.